Okay. All right. Okay. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you are watching us around the world. This is the Dream Team webinar. Today is July 30th. My name is Alfred Che, coming to you from the state of Maryland here in the United States. Here in the Dream Team, we make sure that every Sunday that you come here, when you leave with something new in your mind. Here at the Dream Team, we make sure that every question is answered. Those that are unable to work in an open platform as this one, here there are leaders that you reach out to them, as I've earlier said, Dr. Patience, Dr. Benny, Dr. Derek Clark, Sister Debbie McCormick. Reach out to them, get their phone numbers, and they will happily help you behind the scene. That is how we do it here at the Dream Team webinar. Let me hand it to my lovely sister, Mary Pendy. Take it away, sister.
Thank you, Alfred. Every week, I personally look forward to attending this webinar. It has been a part and parcel of my life for the past 3 years. The Dream Team is one of its kind. We are here to welcome everyone. We're here to give the best of what we have. So we hope that when you come here, you feel welcome and you take a basket full of knowledge home that will help you in your daily activity. That being said, I am so excited to have this webinar today and to welcome as many people that we have, and we're going to keep calling them again. We can't get you enough, Pastor Paul 360. You're welcome. Let's welcome Harold Bethany and Edith Swaya from South Africa. Let's welcome Dr. Derek Clark, who gives his best to all of us every week after week, goes above and beyond, lift all of us, give us the best of, technology that some of us don't have. We really appreciate you. Thank you, Dr. Bederi. Thank you, Sister Irene Ekwede. You drive this vehicle in such smooth manner. Thank you to all the Dream Team. I'm not going to be specific, but calling each and every one, but I love you guys. How about Cynthia from South Africa? You're welcome. David Cooper, you are welcome. Emmanuel Walker, you are welcome. Let's welcome Enoch. I'm just calling names at random. If I don't call your name, please don't feel offended. If I call your name many times, it's just that we love you so much that we cannot even stop. Give shout out to everyone who is here, who make it upon themselves to find time and chime in for a few minutes. We welcome you all. We love you all. Showing up is 80%, and that shows the interest that you have. And we understand when people don't have the resources to be able to chime in, maybe data from different countries. You're welcome if you're not able to show your face. Just the fact that you're able to chime in, you're welcome. Thank you so much. Who can I hand this to? Alfred?
Dr. Patience.
Dr. Patience, over to you.
Thank you all, everyone. Thank you, my beautiful king and queen, for the wonderful and warm welcome. People know this is a Dream Team, as I said. We start by making sure everybody feel at home, and we have our wonderful queen and king, Alfred and Marie here, that has welcomed us without really wasting your time, because we have an agenda pack of today. Exciting, looking forward to it myself. I'm going to, first of all, call on our king, brother, Dr. Derek Clark, the man that gives us the non-verbal communication through music by by imposing statistics on the voice that one of our own sister on the platform has blessed us with, Sister Larato Shadere. So Dr. Derek Clark, I know you're born ready. Over to you, sir.
ONPASSIVE. ONPASSIVE, the future of internet.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
We are in it to win it. We have already won it. ONPASSIVE is a feature of the internet. We're going to stand tall. We're going to work hand in hand to uplift humanity, to eradicate poverty. That's the mantle we are called to do, and that's the mantle we're going to do. Without further ado, I'm going to hand it over to my queens on this platform. I can personalize them. It's okay because they are great. They are the ones that behind the scene make this meeting to run smoothly. You might not know that, but they are. But you're going to know each section as they unfold. But to start off with, I'm going to pass it to team moderator. Over to you, Sister Irene.
Okay, ONPASSIVE. We are all in it to win it. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time that you are joining us. At this time, you are all welcome. Oh, thank you. Welcome, team. That was awesome, as always. You know, just like our sister Marie said, the dream team is one of its kind. And so that is what we give to you every time that we come here. Every Sunday, we give you the best. We make sure that if you come in here with doubts, if you come in here unsure, by the time you leave, you are confident, you are happy. That is our job. No question goes unanswered, and there is no question that is stupid. So thank you all for making it to this appointment every Sunday. We are determined to do our best. So just as our sister said, we have a packed full agenda, and so we're just going to be moving forward. And thank you, Dream Team leaders, for putting this together every time to make sure that our people are satisfied. So just as our CEO promised us the financial, we in the Dream Team, we make sure that we are mentally prepared, ready, because if you have to manage your financial issues or manage your money, you have to be mentally fit. You have to be motivated. You have to be strong. You have to be encouraged. And so we do that every Sunday when we come here. Before we continue, we give you a word. It can be a word of encouragement, a word of motivation, and just something that will make you feel good and sit and have an open mind, an open heart to receive that which we're going to give you, and also to be ready when the ching starts falling, right? So the Dream Team is one of a kind, and we have talented ones that can encourage, motivate, uplift. And I'm gonna call on one of ours this afternoon to give us just that. And that will be no one else, our very own Queen Sister Debbie McCormick, whom we all know very well. So over to you, sister.
Wow, Sister Irene, you make me feel so big. Thank you so much. Great minds think alike, and we're both working together today, and we're dressed in red, right? My black is right next to me. Thank you to all the welcome team. Thank you to Sister Dr. Patience for bringing us together. Everyone looks so fabulous today. And that's a blessing, right? Because we're preparing for something. So I'm going to talk about something that I'm asking, and we all know, are you ready? Are you ready for what's going to happen? I just have 4 tips that I think will be essential for us to discuss, and it will be quite brief. When you're preparing to have a baby, what do you do for those who have children or who have nieces, nephews, and cousins? You prepare, right? For you to receive that baby, you prepare, and you prepare in so many ways. The mother is eating the right foods to nourish the baby, taking the right vitamins to stay healthy, and then the family as a whole is excited to have the baby. So that's a preparation to get a newborn. So in our ONPASSIVE journey, are we ready to receive that baby when it's born? When the apples start coming along? That's one thing I wanted to leave with us. The other one is for farmers. If you're preparing your garden to sow seeds in that garden, Don't you put every effort in it to ensure that when you plant, you harvest the best fruit that will come out of that farm. Yes, you prepare. You cannot harvest without planting, and you cannot harvest without preparing, taking out the weed, the bad weed, and leaving what you want. And that means you're preparing, you're getting ready for what's going to happen. That's one of the things in which we are right now in terms of our ONPASSIVE journey. Again, the other thing that I think we should also look at is, as parents or students, for those of us who have children or grandchildren who are students, when they're preparing for exams, you get them ready. You don't just get up one morning and go to take an exam without preparing in advance. And that takes us to the next step, which is what we've been preparing for the last couple of weeks, the upcoming contest. Which of us on the webinar has been preparing for it? And are we ready for it? Only us, those who have been preparing, know. And what I'm challenging each and every one of us who has been preparing for the upcoming contest is that it should not just go in one region. Let somebody here bring back one of the winning numbers, whatever it is. It does not matter. It means we have been preparing and we were ready if we bring something back. We have so many regions. We have the Asia region, we have the Europe, the Americas, and we have the African region. Let's make sure someone from this region and from our African region brings something back. The African and the Caribbeans, because we all combined. Let somebody work hard. Let us work hard to ensure that we are ready to bring something home and be proud of the journey that we went on in ONPASSIVE. I don't know what you think, but I personally think if we prepare very well for something, it means we are ready for it to happen. In this forum, we always prepare for the unknown, and that's how we should do in life. As our CEO is preparing to make sure that we get the right things, let us be ready to receive what will be shared with us. So I did not intend to talk too much. I thought I was just going to talk for about 2 minutes, but I think I've exceeded my time. So I want to thank each and every one of us who makes the effort to join. 124 of us here means we were ready to be here today. That in itself is a commitment. When you're ready to even raise your hand and share in any shape or form, in any forum that you are in, that in itself is commitment and readiness to be part of that forum. So I just want to say that I love each and everyone who shares with us each time we get together. We appreciate you coming, and make sure that you're ready for the next step in the ONPASSIVE journey by participating in all the upcoming events that have been scheduled. And we look forward to seeing you again next Sunday with the entire team again. Thank you so much, Sister Irene. The microphone back to you. Thank you.
All right. I told you guys, I told you that, you know, we're getting everyone ready. So you heard her. Are you ready? You know, we don't want to be surprised. We don't want that the moment comes and then we start panicking. You know, we don't want that the moment comes and we don't know what we need to do. So you all heard it. Are you ready? I don't know if I'm ready. Sometimes I feel like I am, and then I panic a little bit. I get a little overwhelmed. But, you know, when I come here and I see all these smiling, beautiful faces, and I hear all the encouraging words, I feel like I am ready. So let us all be ready and make sure that when the moment comes, we're going to stand strong. All right. So thank you very much, Queen Sister Debbie. Thank you for that encouraging, motivating, uplifting word. And we're going to move forward. All right. Did you guys see the topic of today? I can't even read it. Look, I am just like waiting to hear what it is all about. Let me try to see if I can read it. What is it? Juxtaposing the complexities of ONPASSIVE as a system. Did you hear our sister ask if you are ready? Are you ready for this? Do you know what this means? Are we ready? All right. Maybe we are not. So we're going to hear from the best because, you know, the Dream Team has the best. And so I'm going to hand this over to no one else but our very own sweet, smiling Queen Dr. Benny Ntinglet, and also our very own King Pastor Paul 360 degrees. Over to you, team. We're waiting to hear what this complex topic is all about. I'm alert.
Hello.
Hello. All right.
Good evening from here in Nigeria. And I think Queen Irene, you are so lucky that you meet up with the smiley target that we gave you ahead of today. So thank you for that. And I want to appreciate everyone in the house except Queen Debbie, who tried to steal what I had wanted to say as if I had a meeting with her prior to this section. But nevertheless, I appreciate her and all of us in the house. You are welcome to another inspiring day. As ever, our meeting here is always a meeting that a lot of people have attested to the fact that this is one of the most organized those that have been laboring day and night to make this forum that standard. They are not doing it to please anybody. Neither are they doing it to get the applause from anyone, but just to help one or two individuals that wanted to be helped. And I really want to let you know that people are seeing all your efforts. They are seeing what you have been doing, and they continue to do, just like the Holy Book says, that we should not be wary of doing what is good, because at the appropriate time, we are going to get our reward. Yes, like our moderator rightly said, I am not alone in this journey of today, but we are two. I am together with Queen Dr. Dr. Benny. So anybody that is in the family of ONPASSIVE, whether you are in the sky or you are in the moon or you are in the Mercury, anywhere you are, as long as you have anything to do with ONPASSIVE, you will know Queen Debbie. So you don't, Queen Benny, you don't need any introduction. Today, we are going to talk to ourselves on some key things, basically an understanding. You know, understanding is one of the principal things. Even in one of the greatest leaders in the world history has given advice that no matter everything, anything you want to acquire in life, no matter anything you have acquired, they are not as important as three things, three variables. But one of the variables will form the basis for our talk today. Now, the topic says, juxtaposing the complexity of ONPASSIVE as a system. So we have some key words in the topic. We have juxtaposition or juxtaposing as you see it there. We have complexities, we have ONPASSIVE, and then we have a system. So those four keywords are what you should be looking at today, that should be running in your mind as we go through different segments of the world of the realities. Now, what are those segments? I am going to be talking in line with from the perspective of science, agriculture, and social phenomenon, while Queen Benny will round it up with the technical aspect of it, because ONPASSIVE is a technology, so purely everything that has to do with it is technical. But we are not going to look at it from the technical perspective alone, because that is why a lot of people find it so difficult to comprehend a lot of things, and they kept on saying, murmuring day and night, where even those that have been at a point seems not to be in a position of murmuring, but at the point they began to, because they really lack the understanding from those other angles that we'll be looking at it today. Now, like the keyword, ONPASSIVE is not new. Anybody, even some children today that are listening to You Need to Win It Alone, at the background, our children can tell you little about what ONPASSIVE is all about. So we don't need much talk on that areas. Now we want to look at the complexities. Now, when we talk about complexities, something that is not simple, something that is not common, something that takes time to be actualized, something that requires a lot of logical principles and procedures to be able to arrive at. That is the complex. In terms of it complex, then you talk about system, which is where we are going to look at most importantly with respect to those different areas. Now, some of us were there. We are in ONPASSIVE. We came on board in 2020, and like me particularly, by July 2020, I was there. By August, a lot of people has been fighting. No, it is coming, it's coming, it's tomorrow, it's tomorrow, it's tomorrow. So some of them that were behaving as if they were the founder, the owner of ONPASSIVE in 2020 by August, today they are nowhere again to be heard anything about ONPASSIVE. Why? Because their expectation did not really work out the way they expected, and so they pipe down, they are raised. And why? Because they don't really understand the combination of these keywords in this topic. Now, the juxtaposition is talking about comparing. Look at the ones that we know. That is why when Jesus was in the world, most of the parables that he uses
I think Dr.
Looks like
Internet.
He's back.
Like what David said, a pregnant woman, from the date of conception, from that deposition of what seems to be like liquid, that's to undergo a lot of time. A lot of time, from days. If you calculate the number of days we have in each month, multiply by 9, you will know the number of days it takes, number of minutes, number of hours it takes. Why that long? Is it because, why? Why would a woman have to conceive and wait for the whole of 9 months? Because, you know why? Because the woman is given birth to and a system, not a cell. Now, at the end of the day, the child, the liquid, call what we know, all have to come together from different phases, from the cellular phases to the tissue, to the organ, and then finally to the system. So anything system is very, very complex. Now, for those of us that have idea of biology, I know we have a lot of health sciences here in the house. Mary is here, Dr. Patient is here, and the host of others that have enough knowledge in biological sciences. So they will tell you, they will lecture us in what and what and what and what, why, from the processes. the disc will form, the different cells will grow, will make up to form to get to a point of a tissue. From the tissue, it moves to organs, and all the various organs will come together again to form a system. It is at the point of the system that the child will now reach the, the point of coming out. That is when all the different systems are in order. You talk about the reproductive, you talk about the skeletal, you talk about the digestive, because if the child is given birth to and the child cannot eat food, or even the milk, the breast milk cannot dissolve, cannot digest in the baby's tummy or system, what happens? The baby is already going. The mother will still have to start crying or rushing to what? To hospital. Now, if a child is coming out and then the skeletal system is not well in place, how can the midwives or whoever is handling the delivery, where is the person going to draw out the baby? Now, can you imagine that a baby is coming out and somebody, the midwife or whoever is conducting the delivery will hold the leg, and before you know, the leg will cut into two or into pieces. Why? Because the skeletal system is not well in order. Will the mother be happy? No. Will the father be happy? No. Will even the whole hospitals can be sued? Is that what we want? No. Sometimes you can see that sometimes even our pilot, our chief pilot, Mr. Ash Mufara, because of joy, sometimes he is overwhelmed. And that is why he used to come out and say, so time, even with time range, despite the fact that some people misinterpret most time, even him himself, because he is happy, he's so joyous, and he wish that the ONPASSIVE is already in the public. But the full understanding, because it's beyond him, the development processes of the system, the complexities is not done on him. And then recently he said, no, he never expected. That is not what he expected ONPASSIVE to be right from the conception in the year 2018. He never knew that it's as complex as this. And that is why he used to come out of what? Joy and happiness and curiosity. Because, okay, so time, at least, at most, so time, it will be done. And then some people, those that did not really understand, they will hold that and then they turn it to judgment. But from today, as leaders, because all of us, if you are here today, you are a leader. We know all founders are leaders, but you know there is not all founders that can sacrifice to get to be tutored under Dr. Derek, to be tutored under all the people here, to broaden their psyche, their sense of judgment, their acumen. The person will collect bomb from here. The person will collect whip from here. The person will collect slap from here. Then others, those that seem to have a little understanding, will begin to bombard them. There, go to your back office. Council membership is already there. Go and collect your money. Go and do that. But the person does. If the person wants to collect money, he doesn't need your advice. He doesn't need your referral. He doesn't need your recommendation, because he or she knows where he is. That is not what he is looking for. What the person wants to know is what exactly, what any phenomenon that can handle 5 billion people is not meant to come out unprepared. It's not meant to come out at the point of a tissue level. It's not meant to come out at the cellular level. It's not meant to come out at the organ level, but it's meant to come out as a system. Okay, now we don't need to talk much. All of you were saying, oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. What is the S in oh yes? System. ONPASSIVE is a system. Comprises of a lot of, okay, you can talk about organs. What are the organs? Ome is an organ. O-trim is an organ. O-virtua is an organ. O-net is an organ. O-connect is an organ. O-chat is an organ. You can name them. You can name them. That is what makes it a system. That is why you have ecosystem. And for those things, need to just like from the social perspective as a sociologist, which I am going to round up with from the social aspect of the system, the complexity, so that you will know. I will keep it aside. I will let you know when we get there. Now, coming to the agricultural sector or the system, like Queen Debbie has given us some exposition in that regard. Now, one of the complex crops for those of us that are farmers is what is yam. Yam takes longer time. From October, some places will start tilling the ground during the rainy season. So before the soil will get overstrong, all preparing to make the place soft, so that during the November, December, they will start heaping. So that is the preparation for yam. From September, October, from August, the clearings will start. And then from September, October, November, the tilling before the end of the rain. So at the end, you know when the yam, they will start eating the yam from August, September. More than 12 months before yam will be fully out for eating. Why the whole of 12 months? No matter how hungry are you, no matter how the level of hunger, it doesn't concern the yam. The yam must undergo and complete this revolution, the cycle, and get to a point where it is eatable. And you must wait. You need understanding to wait. There's a lot of things that will happen in between that preparation and when the yam will mature for you to eat. So, but the farmers understand all of those things. They knew that yam is different from granite that you farm, and after 60 to 90 days, they are ready for harvest, and you can start eating. They knew that yam is different from corn. It still takes only 3 months or less to be matured for people to eat. But in between the 3 months, no matter how desperate, no matter how curious, because now some of us that are even comparing other similar companies, we don't even know. We are not in position to count how long it takes them. Those ones that represent even one organ. For example, we are here today in something and how long does it take them? Dr. Derek is here. If you do not know, you want to know accurately, you can ask Dr. Derek, how long does it take a Zoom to come out? And when they came out, what happened? How long? You know that maybe one or two among the owners also were so inquisitive and so curious, and that was why they even came when they came out after several years. They still came out with how many capacity? 15. Only 15. Only 15. A longer period of time to form because of its complexities. Anything system is complex, and complex is not simple. So if we were to build even some simple companies, some simple businesses, we know how long it took us, and even after some time, within 1 year, you see that they will even disappear because proper arrangements were not made, proper understanding will not show up, and at the end of the day, but you know that some of us, we are ready as a leader here, ready to handle different people. What? There are those that are truly ignorant of the real understanding of the fact that ONPASSIVE is a system. But there are others that are ignoramus. So it is very sensitive and complicated and to what to deal with the ignoramus set of the people. Because for those that are ignorant, when you explain a little bit, you tell them why ONPASSIVE is taking little time, they will say, okay, I get it now. They will not press, they will not argue much, they will not use their foul languages, they will not insult anybody, they will not give you any bad images. But you know, guess what? The ignoramus are those that understand, but they tell you that they do not understand. Those ones, they are the intentional ignorant. They know, but they act as if they don't know. So they are more proof. They are more proof that it takes, and that is the type of people that a lot of others react to them with what? With harsh voice. You say, go, why are you here? Well, you go to your own founder.net, you see cancel account, go and cancel and collect your money. They knew that the button is there. They knew that they can get their money. They knew that ONPASSIVE it's not hard because it's a technical issue, it's not easy. But they still have to come out and say, why? That is what we call rhetorical questions. You have to, if you don't want to commit evil, if you don't want to be with them, if you don't want to be like them, you just have to have some levels of maturity and patience to handle or to deal with such kind of people. And what will help you in such a patient is the understanding, more and deeper understanding of what ONPASSIVE is and how can you translate it, because some of those people, if you are explaining your justification based on technicalities, you are wasting your time because they will not understand. If you are explaining based on from the scientific angle, they will not understand. Maybe some of them are farmers. So when you go into the agricultural sector and illustrate with the aid of different crops, they will come back and you will never see them complain again. So that what is the essence of today? We want to juxtapose so that we can have we can explain ONPASSIVE to a lot of our people with from the different angles and different perspectives. And with that, they will be fine. From that, you will not be the one that will be the source of agony and poverty to a family. Because if you push anybody, some of them, you push them ignorantly, they will go and click the cancel membership. And you know what you have done? You have subjected to those that will benefit from that person from generation to generation. You have subjected them to poverty. And even God will not forgive you. But when can you imagine? Sometimes ago, I was sharing tears in my room, coming out from somewhere. I was out there somewhere in the bank, and somebody called me. This is a person I knew very well. The person called me, hey, Pastor Paul, I don't know. I was trying to check something in my back office. I did not even touch anything. And then at the end of the day, I received a message that my account is, I wanted to log in. He said my account is suspended, and I've canceled. I said, what did you do? He did not tell me. He's covering. He said, no, he did not touch cancel membership. He did not do that. I said, when? He said a week ago. And you know what? Now, ONPASSIVE is not wasting time like before again. When you click a refund, the following week, the money will be returned immediately to your mode to the account that the payment was made from. Do you know that this young man kept this thing to himself till after 1 week? He called me a day, that very afternoon in the bank, reaching my house in the evening. I have not even put my clothes because I am the one that made the payment. You know what? I received a lot from my Access dollar account. What is it? I opened. I saw $102. Oh my God. The reason why I even knew immediately is because he called me a few hours earlier. And I was just as like I've lost billions. And my children were asking, Daddy, what is it? What happened? What happened? What happened? What happened? Why are you like this? What? And I am feeling for this young man. So now talk of you, who will now be telling your neighbor, your fellow founders, go and click it. If you are feeling bad that the company have not, go. If the person does, no, that is not the correct answer. That is not the correct response. Because if you push some of them, they will go and do it. And they did not know the implications. So the best thing is to analyze the juxtapose ONPASSIVE to them, and they will know that, okay, ONPASSIVE is like what? Are you a farmer? You used to go to farm? Do you used to eat yam? Yes. Do you used to eat corn? Yes. Do you used to eat granite? Yes. Why all of them are not ready at the same time? Because of their nature, because of what they carry. Is the yam, is a corn, no matter how big is corn, does it look big like a big tuber of yam? The answer is no. So we want all of us to get this understanding so that they talk of go and apply, go and press the button for your refunding. Because initially, when the button was not opening in our back office, it's difficult because a lot of them have to get to somebody like me or like any leaders. And then when they get to us, do you know how many people we have discouraged personally? How many? They are not countable. I will tell you, what do you want to do? What will that money do for you? If you collect this money that is less than 100,000, 70-something thousand naira today, you give your wife go to the market, your wife will come back with just a black leather bag, not even any better bag. And then how long will the content of the leather, how long will it carry you? Will it last you? And then that thing is gone. Is that what you want for yourself? And they will say no. At the end, case closed. Now, such kind of people now, you lead them, you show them how to log in to go and cancel out of anger because they ask questions, because they talk, then what happened? There is a saying that 2 wrongs cannot make a right. But the 2 wrongs, why will the 2 wrongs comes out? Because ignorance, because lack of knowledge, because lack of manners, because lack of, that is why Bible says that in all your getting, get understanding, get knowledge, get wisdom. So understanding is one of the principal things, and that is what we are doing today. For few of us that know the scientific, the technical languages, by the time Queen Benny comes to the stage, she will do justice to the technical aspect. What does it take a system to develop to be fully ready for the users from the technical perspective? Now let's move because of our time. Let's move quickly to the social aspects. Yes. Now, once upon a time, what happens? What happened in the whole world is the fact that I know that Queen Debbie, and Queen Debbie knew Queen Irene. Queen Irene knew Dr. Derek. Dr. Derek knew Dr. Patient. Dr. Patient knew Queen Mary. So all of us, we knew ourselves. That is the society that we are. That is how the whole society is then. So what happened? If I am hungry, I can run to any of all of you that are here. I can come to your house and even go to your kitchen and collect food because we knew ourselves. If I am sick, all of you know. If anything happened in my house, all of you will run to my house because we knew each other. There is nothing like suspicion. There is nothing like hatred. There is nothing like quarreling. There is nothing like fighting, because that is what the society is at that point. Now, if I come from my farm, I will distribute all the farm products to all of you to eat. And when they have their own, they'll bring wheat. What do we call the society then? That is from the social formation, we call it the primitive eras. That is the era of hunting and gathering. At that point, at the time that I'm telling you, there is nothing like cities. There's nothing like urban. There's nothing like town. There's nothing like electricity. There's nothing like car. There's nothing like even bicycle. People were living peacefully, successfully, joyfully, sharing with one another, and life was so good and so smooth. And they even lived longer. But what happened? Production, reproduction, and population keep on increasing, and people begin to think, if we remain in this simple society, in this simple form, in this hunting and gathering, if we kill the whole animal from the bush, what do we feed on again? If we can use our children, can we use only the simple instrument to sustain our population as we keep on increasing? So people have to think out of the box. And then they begin to imagine, just like what our Ashmufara sit down and say, no, I think something, I can do this, we can go into this, and then only him sit down, conceive, document, put it down, consult the wife, and okay, let's move out, let's bring more people, and then he explained. That is how it is. And today we are here, 1.something million, 1.4, and now we are targeting 5.something billion people. So that is what the society were then. It moved, it grew to a point that it is being dominated by what? It is being ruled by religion. That is where you hear era of religious dogma and whatever they say, yes, because it's the religious leaders that dictate, control what happens in the society. So that is what we call medieval era. It is that activities, the features, the manners of behaviors that rule in the era, in the medieval era, that raised some philosophers to begin to think that no, we need to outgrow this, we need to do this. If we continue like this, we will not be able to withstand. And then comes a lot of philosophers begin to philosophizing and begin to talk, and we cannot live only by what? By dogma. We need to be critical, we need to be logical, we need to be systematic, we need to do that. We need to look at how, if a biologist can come up and study a human being and all the input, though they are not the one that created a human being, but they study and knows that there's something that can take care of pains in the head, something that can remove something from the tummy, from this, from that. That is the what? There's a lot of critical analysis and thinking that resulted that. And then those philosophers begin to say, no, let's begin to adopt, let's look at adopting the method that the natural sciences use to study human being, to study animal, to study plant. Let's use the same process and methods to study the society and see how we can what? We can move it to a more complex form. And then that is the era, that is the battle between the Enlightenment and the what? And the industrial society, or the industrialization. That is what gave up to what? Gave birth to industrialization. And today, Queen Debbie is right there in Chicago, and she's smiling to me here. Every day she will just come and be smiling as if we are together in Abuja. Eh? That is what gave birth to all of those things. Do you know how many years it is? Go to your dictionary, go to your Google and ask. Primitive eras. How long? When was it? This is something that takes centuries, hundreds of years, from 9th, from 10th century, from 00 century AD down to 15th centuries, when the full era of enlightenment and the scientific era came up. So is it easy? Hundreds of years. But today, look at where we are. And then, so from today, let's know that whatever is complex, now the society become complex. That if you go to a place like Japan now, something is happening in your next door, it doesn't concern you. Even at a point, somebody will die inside this room, and the neighbor, they are in the same building, the person will not know. But in those eras, primitive society down to medieval, it was not so. It was not so. But the complexity of the world, of the urbanization, of the system, of the town, now has made it, has changed the whole thing. So you cannot see. So whatever is the system is not something that is done in one day. So that is what ONPASSIVE is. ONPASSIVE is the system. So let's know that, and let's keep it in view. Let's keep it, let's register it in our psyche, so that we will not just be complaining. Because if Mr. Ash himself can sometimes overzealous and over happy and say, no, we are coming out next month or tomorrow, and then when you do not see it, you begin to say, no. No. Yes, I think I have overstretched my time. So let me, because if I want to go on the part of the social, because that is my area, I will continue talking, and then the next thing you will hear, Dr. Pat will come and drag me from my chair here now, because it's possible. Even if it's not possible now, she will do it, because if it's over, he will say, Pastor Paul, it's okay. I've been giving you signal, and then you don't want to. Stop. Do not cover my mouth. I don't want that to happen. Thank you very much. At this point, I want to leave my one and only Dr. Benny to come and give us the breaking down from the scientific, from the technical aspect of the system. Thank you, Dr. Benny.
Awesome, Pastor Paul. Thank you so much. Greetings. Happy Sunday. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to my brothers and sisters, my queens and kings on this amazing webinar in different parts of the globe. Pastor Paul, thank you so much. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. But I really want to thank Dr. Pat, Queen Debbie, Queen Kamla, Queen Sister Marie, Queen Lily, our own Dr. Derek, Dr. John, all the doctors, Brother Carlton. I want to thank you all for giving me this opportunity. Brother Rash, I will say happy Sunday. Now, before I proceed with this topic, you guys know what I want to say. Give me a minute. I want to take this special moment. Since you guys know today is Sunday, I want to thank each and everyone coming. Most importantly, I want to thank our Heavenly Father for bringing all of us together. You guys know that a lot of people just die. You are breathing this moment because God wanted you to be here and to be breathing. God wanted you to wake up this morning. But our Heavenly Father brought somebody to all of us, our visionary. This visionary, he loves you and I. That is why he decided to share this opportunity. He does not discriminate. He is a CEO that I've never seen in my life. And his name is Mr. Ash Mufare. He wants you and I to work together as a family. So if I ask you guys, well, I should not be too funny, right? Now, if I ask you guys to subscribe to my channel, you do that. If you do it, then we are working as a family, right? Anyway, with this particular topic, the reason for this topic is because we noticed that a lot of our founding members, our brand ambassadors, our affiliates, they have been complaining a lot. But they do not really understand. They don't know what is going on. Sometimes you may ask a question, why are you complaining? Were you there when Mark Zuckerberg started? Were you there when the Zoom started? Were you there when Alibaba started? Did you test any of their products or solution? Did you? Now I am going to give you a methodology, how it started. Well, with any software development company. So I want you guys to sit down and just listen. I am going to share my screen. So the methodology that I'm going to show you guys or present is Agile methodology. A lot of companies are utilizing Agile methodology. As we all know, again, that the force talks to our CEO, right? The force. Our CEO is not afraid of anything. He's not. And that is why he made that statement. Either I do or I die. He is here to correct corruption, to eradicate poverty, and to uplift humanity. Now, be patient and listen. I am going to share my screen. Please. Thank you all. Thank you, Brother Carlton. Okay, I hope. All right. So I am going to begin. Let me see how I can put this down and proceed. All right, ONPASSIVE Agile methodology for affiliates to be patient. How about that? For affiliates, brand ambassadors, to be patient. Okay, as you guys know, I am gonna give you guys a definition. Agile methodology. Agile believes in continuous delivery over time period. Agile methodology is a project management framework that breaks down into several dynamic phases, commonly known as sprint. Agile comprises an iterative and incremental. So when I talk about iterative development, means releasing a product in phases, which are also called iterations. Then let's talk about incremental. Incremental development breaks down the project into smaller chunks, also called increment. Now, for the iteration and the incrementation approach towards meeting the desire works within a specific period. Agile provides an opportunity for consumers' input, even in the latest phase of the software development. There are regular and frequent demonstrations to customers, also referred to as a business, by the developers providing the scope. The measure of progress is the operability of the software. Now, the primary goal in Agile methodology is to break the software development into smaller, achievable, incremental builds. These builds are provided in iteration. Now, each iteration involves what? The co-working of a cross-functional team. All right. So what are the benefits? So why did I even choose this method? Now, Agile methods are adaptable. This is a reason why they call it Agile methodology. So one of the main benefits of using Agile process in software development is the ability to shift strategies quickly without disrupting the flow of a project. So as you guys know about our ONPASSIVE, it is also a project. You guys know that our developers are working so hard, spending sleepless nights just to make sure that you and I become happy. And again, our CEO has to accept it in order for it to be commercialized, right? All right, Agile foster collaborative teamwork. So one of the Agile principles states that the most effective way to communicate with your team is face-to-face, right? Combine this with what? With the principle that encourages teams to break project silo, and you have what? A recipe for collaborative teamwork. While technology has changed since Agile's inception and work has shifted to welcome more remotely friendly policies, the ideas of working face-to-face still hasn't changed. All right, Agile method focus on customers' need. As we all know, when you want to do any project, you have to meet the customers, right? And then the customers will tell you what they want. Then we have to work on it. Now, one of the unique aspects of software development is that teams can focus on customers' needs much more closely than other industries. Now, with the rise of cloud-based software, teams can get feedback from their actual customers quickly. Since customer satisfaction is the key driver for software development, it's easy to see why it was included in the Agile process. By collaborating with customers, Agile team can prioritize features that focus on customers' needs. When those needs change, teams can take an Agile approach and shift to a different project. So this is what is really, really happening all over the globe with all the software development within different companies. They are working hand in hand with the customers. Remember that our CEO, as you guys know who he is, he knows what to do. That is why he decided to hire the most talented employees. And now, knowing what is going to happen all over the globe, you have the federal government all over the world. You have financial institution, education, health. Now, he knows the type of tools or software that they need. And he is working with our developers. So please, collaboration is very important. So by collaborating with customers, Agile teams can prioritize features that focus on customers' needs. Now, when when those needs change, teams can take an Agile approach and shift to different project. Next, as we all know, in anything, okay, like I work with NIST, which is National Institute of Standards and Technology. We do have a system development life cycle, but here we have software development life cycle. The reason why I brought this topic so that each and everyone, either mama, papa, all over the globe, should understand why we have not launched. It takes time, and I'm going to start with a circle for you guys to understand and to be patient. Software development lifecycle is a framework defining the task performed at each step in the software development process. It consists of a detailed plan describing how to develop, how to maintain, to replace, and to alter or enhance specific software. Now, the life cycle defines what? A methodology for what? Improving the quality of software and the overall development process. Any software development process is divided in several logical stages that allows what? It allows the software company, like our own company or any other company, to organize its work efficiently in order to build a software product of the required functionality within a specific time frame and budget. As you guys can see, number one is planning and requirement analysis, planning for a desired roadmap. Two is to define the requirement gathering, design the product, architect, develop a design. You're building. When you build, it's like you are developing that product. When you're developing a product, you write codings. So the developers, they will write codings, right? Next, you have quality assurance, that they'll be testing this product. As you all know, that our CEO decided that some of us should test this. I mean, all the affiliates should test our own Connect, Tracker, Mail, Net. Can you guys believe that? Is there any company, do you guys know of any company that will allow you as a founding member to test the product? Next, we have deployment in the market and maintenance, user acceptance testing. Now with the user acceptance, you know that this is when our CEO will really approve. If he approves, that is when you and I will start smiling when it comes to this All Connect. As you can see this diagram here, I won't explain that much. These are the phases, right? You can see the requirement, design, development, quality assurance, development, and release to market. This is Agile DevOps. I will pass this one. Now, let's begin. Now, during planning, it's the same thing like when you want to build a house, I think. You have to plan, right? You have to know, first of all, you have to search for money. You have to gather the requirement. What do I want? Okay. Now, this speculative phase is when the agile life cycle really takes shape for them, for the team. Release planning is where the team gets together with their sponsor or the product owner and identify exactly what they are looking for. Yes. Now, they will discuss how this will be made possible by building the backlog. So a backlog is a build-up of work that needs to be completed. The term backlog has a number of uses. In accounting and finance, it may, for example, refer to a company's sales order waiting to be filled or stack of financial papers and also loan papers they need to be processed at the story level. So a good way to think about stories is how the end users, right, describe the future or product. A story should include the type of user, what from the product, and why, right? And why. Requirement is the most important and fundamental stage in the system development life cycle. It is performed by the senior members of the team with input from the customers. Remember, customers, whatever they want, the team will sit together and listen to them. The sales department, market survey, and domain expert in the industry. So this information is then used to plan the basic project approach to conduct what? The product feasibility. So when I talk about the feasibility, is the possibility that something can be made or something can be done or something can what? Be achieved, right? Study the economical, operational, and technical areas. Planning for the quality assurance requirements and identification of the risk. As you guys know, that risk can occur anytime, anywhere in the world. When you're driving a car, you don't know whether you will go back home, right? You don't know. Risk can occur. So risk is the possibility of something bad happening. Risk involved on what? Uncertainty about the effect, implication of an activity with respect to something that human value, often focusing on what? Negative. undesirable consequences, now associated with the project, which is also done in planning stage. Now, the outcome of the technical feasibility study is to define the various technical approaches that can be followed to implement the project successfully with minimum risk. Now, you should be estimating the risk and developing the milestone with what? With an initial release plan. Planning is only complete when your backlog is complete and you have prioritized the items based on business values and dependency. Defining the requirement. Once the requirement analysis is done, right? The next step is to clearly define. When you define, you document. As we all know, in any industry, whatever you do, I used to question my developers, database administrators. I will ask them, because sometimes we will have a meeting, like during our own spring meeting. We do a daily stand-up, and it takes us, it's like 15 to 20 minutes. So each of them, they will say, oh, I have done this. Oh, I'm done. I said, oh, really? You completed the task. So what did you do? Do you have any documentation? So sometimes they get mad at me, but in the long run, they finally found out that it is very important to document whatever you do. So documentation is very important in any industry. So like I stated, clearly define and document the product requirement and get them approved from the customer or market analyst. Now, this is done through what? Software requirement specification document, which consists of all the products or solution requirement to be designed and developed during the project life cycle. Next, we go to design, right? Okay, designing the product architecture, software requirement specification is the reference to product architect to come out with what? The best architecture for the products to be developed. Just like if you want to build a house, you have a designer, right? That will design the type. What do you really want? The person is going to design it for you, the designer. That's the same thing with our products. So based on the requirement specified in software requirement specification, usually more than one design approach for the product architecture is proposed and documented. Where is it documented? In a design document specification. So this design document specification is reviewed by all the important stakeholders based on the various parameters. When I talk about parameters, it's structure. As risk assessment, product robustness refer to the ability of a product to perform consistently over time. Design the modality, budget and time constraint. The best design approach is selected for this project.
Sister Dr. Benny.
Yes.
You forgot, you switched back. Presentation mode, please.
I thought
all the way to your right.
This is this one,
yes.
right?
Yes, click on that. There
I appreciate. Thank you, sister. I thought I did. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Oh, see, this thing is disturbing me. I don't know. Hold on. Okay. So now we come to the development. Remember, I keep telling you guys of the developers. They are the one writing all the codings. So development, once the requirement has been defined based on feedback from the product owner and the stakeholder, the actual works begin. And the product is built. Agile product development delivers high quality working products in incremental phases, sprint or iteration. Developers start building the first iteration of the product with the aim of having a working, usable product at the end of the sprint. This is far from the final version and will undergo a number of revisions, so it should only include minimum functionality. This functionality can be expanded on in future iteration of the Agile lifecycle. Team can deliver in this sprint by ensuring what? Collaboration with their team and stakeholders, maintaining quality by following coding convention and style guidelines, adhering to priorities set by stakeholders who are given total control of the scope, the budget, the scheduling of the project. So delivering working products, however, limit at the end of every cycle. All right. As we all know, for programmers, they do program codes. So the programming code is generated as a design document specification during this stage. Now, if the design is performed in a detailed and organized manner, code generation can be accomplished without much hassle. So developers have to follow the coding guidelines defined by their organization and programming tools like compilers, interpreters, debuggers, etc., etc. I know that this is somehow technical for Mama, but it's good that some of us who are younger will understand that something has to be done at the back end. All right. So after the development, we have testing the product. Our one and only CEO, Mr. Ash Mafaria, decided that you and I should test the product, our solution. And that is why some people had problem with the OMail, because they complain, and it has been done. Testing a product, this stage is usually a subset of all stages as in the modern system development lifecycle models. Now, the testing activities are mostly involved in all the stages of system development lifecycle. However, this stage refers to testing only stage of the product where product's defect, when I talk about the defect, is like a weakness that are being reported. So sometimes when we try to log into, let's say, OMail is not working, that is the time that some of us will now report to our leaders, and they will now let our team, our tech teams know. But as I was informed that whenever you start, when you log into your system and you are testing it, the developers are there. Someone is there monitoring the system. So now it is being reported, it is being tracked, and then fixed, and then retested until the product reaches what? The quality standard. As you guys know, until it reaches the standard that our CEO will say, yes, it's time, right? Define the software requirement specification. Now, after as many sprints are needed to progress from a minimal viable product in the early sprint to be a fully functioning solution, it is now ready to be released into production. Now, before releasing the product, the quality assurance, as I keep telling you guys, they are the one to test it. So they will run some tests that assures the functionality of the software. The quality assurance team members will test the software to make sure that the code is clean. And if there are any potential errors or bugs, they are addressed by the development team rapidly. I am saying this so that our affiliates, those who complain, let them know, let them understand what is going on during the software development lifecycle. Now, at this point, the Agile lifecycle, you will have gone through several iterations. As you guys know how some people, brand ambassador will complain, right? I may not complain, but a lot of them do complain. So when they complain like that, they're working hard to fix it. So, like I stated, you have gone through several iterations and hopefully conducted testing after each cycle. So this is done always, the case though. So you will need to allow final testing. Final testing and acceptance should be quality assurance to bugs. Unlike iteration testing, you might want to involve a subset of end users for this testing. Following testing, there will almost definitely be some rework to address the defect that arises. So it's important that this is accounted for in the schedule. You might also want to train end users or support staff, but your main goal is to what? Deploy your solution into production. Yes. Next, this is my last stage, deployment. Deployment in the market and maintenance. Once the product is tested, right, ready to be deployed. When I talk about deployed, is to be used and accessible by the customer. It is released formally in the appropriate market. Sometimes product deployment happens in stages as per the organization business strategy. The product may first be released in a limited segment and tested in a real business environment. You have UAT, which is user acceptance testing. Now, the best. Then, based on the feedback, the product may be released as it is, or with suggested enhancement in the targeting market segment. After the product is released in the market, the product comes into what? Maintenance phase. In this phase, what happens? The development team provide a regular support to these customers to ensure that the software runs what? Smoothly, without any bugs. When I talk about bugs, without any problem. Over time, new iteration, when I talk about iteration, is repetition, can happen to make the existing product more convenient and useful for the customers. Software development lifecycle, agile development, it has some principles that we need to know. Now, continuous and early delivery of valuable software ensures what? Customer satisfaction, which we all know it is very important. Even at late stage of development, changes in requirement are welcome. Frequent delivery of working software within weeks, then months. Regular close coordination between the development team and the stakeholder. Developing project around motivate and trusted people. The best communication form for a co-location team is what? Face-to-face meeting, right? The software's operation is used to gauge what? The progress. Development should be sustainable and maintain a constant pace. Regular focus on technical excellence and design to improve what? Agility, simplicity, the art of increasing the volume of incomplete work is important. Self-organizing team help in what? Acquiring the best design and architecture to fulfill the requirement. Agile team should reflect on becoming more effective while adjusting accordingly. At a regular interval, these time box periods are commonly referred to as Agile Sprint. Okay, coming to an end. Main functionality of our application is free and will always stay free. No watermark, no, not even getting it right the first time is the principle. that encompasses the practice that allow engineers to perform more due diligence, which when I talk about due diligence is thoroughness, and validate their design decision. As we all know that we want this thing, our or connect or our solutions to be ready the first time. You know why? Because of what is happening out there. We want the best. And that is why we have to be patient. The fundamental concept behind this principle is that you take more time upfront to save even more time later. You understand? So this means that you can't simply keep the same schedule upfront and expect to reap the rewards downstream. Our products or our solutions are above the market value. No one at all, no company can compare with our ONPASSIVE. The integration, the performance, high security, as you all know that all our solutions, they are highly secured by what? Artificial intelligence. You have zero errors. We have the best standalone product. When we go out from the first time, our customers will be very content and will inform others about our products or solution being the best in the world. Now, our products are sustainable, systematic, applicable, amenable to the environmental factors internally and externally. This is because many organizations today are confronted with many internal and external problems and issues that, if not carefully understood, it will derail the goals of the organization. That is high productivity, high profitability, leading to greater rewards to the shareholders. It is for this reason that I will appeal to your indulgence and patience. It is stated in English that the patient dog eats the fattest bone. As you all know, these are my references where I got my information. We want to take this moment to thank our CEO for what he has done. We want to thank our tech brothers and sisters in Hyderabad, in Dubai, in Cairo. They have done a lot. We have to be patient. Thank you so much. My name is Dr. Benny or Benedette Ntinglet, and I am your friend.
Wow, wow, wow. Congratulations.
Thank you, Brother Mana.
Wow, that was awesome. So that name, that topic meant a lot just from reading it and getting it. Thank you so much, so much. You know, this ONPASSIVE has given us so much. Every time that we come here for our webinars, we learn so much. Did you guys hear that? That was a lot. And I probably would not have ever known anything like what we heard today. So thank you very much, Dr. Benny. Thank you very much. Pastor Paul, 360 degree, that was awesome. I'm sure that a lot of people were listening, probably taking notes and have some questions. So we're gonna give room for a couple of questions that is relating to this topic only. If you have anything that you heard that was confusing or that you didn't clearly understand, maybe we can just ask a few questions specifically related to this topic. So I see Dr. Patience hand is up. Dr. P.
Wow. Well, Pastor Paul 360 and First Lady Queen Dr. Ntinglet. You put kick it off the pack.
Wow.
You nailed it. Now we all can go home and just enjoy the process and just rest and just be assured that everything is under control. Because this is, thank you guys and Pastor Paul and Dr. Benny for making us understand that to get a product from onset to market, the whole cycle, product cycle, sometimes you can go in a cycle within the internal cycle, right? As Dr. Benny said, even in development, you can tweak something. So when you're you're in test mode, you find something, you go back and twist it, fine twist it, scale, develop, scales, develop. This is excellent, an excellent topic to help all of us brand ambassadors, to be patient, to understand that it is a process and you don't want to skip any of those steps. And as Pastor Paul put it in the sense of the biological sense, the systems all have to be working. And for the system all to be working, we have to follow the process that Dr. Benny outlined, the agile product development cycle process. That's what we are doing. But one thing that we don't get, and I don't see people getting excited about, I was just thinking about it, and I'm always excited. We are blessed to be able to be part of that process, to better test this product. I'm using Zoom. I wasn't part of the process. We're using WhatsApp. I wasn't part of the product. Even telephone, I wasn't part of the process. Facebook, all of that, we were not part of the process. We were just end users. But we have been blessed to give an opportunity to belong to a company, a system that we can be part of the process. And one day our children will be using this, great-grandchildren, grandchildren, said, Grandma tested these products. Grandma was telling me that we're in it to win it. Grandma was saying every day, every Sunday, sitting on her kitchen table, running these meetings, saying that we are not recruiting, we're just blessing people. We're trying to uplift humanity. And now I see it. Thank you guys for reminding us to be patient, that a patient dog is a fattened bird. Patience is a virtue. As Mama Debbie put it in the angle of readiness in our mindset. So are we ready? We're almost at the end of our process. Are we ready? Or do we want us to sit and whinge? And as Pastor Paul said, let's be the balcony person in people's life, not the basement person. So let's keep encouraging each other, not discouraging them, not telling them, go there and click cancel your account. No, Mr. Ashmofara is not begging on any of us. But we started this journey. We started this movement, whatever we want to call it. We started here sharing before they close founder position to our community for a purpose. Let's not let that purpose stay away from us. Let's keep that purpose and keep encouraging each other. Because when somebody comes and says, has your life changed since you removed the $102? They say no. I said, will your life change if you get back the $1 and $2? Again, said no. So why are you rushing? Why don't just wait and see the process come to an end? Thank you. That's all I wanted to say, Sister Erin. I just wanted to share my gratitude for the research that they put together. Thanks.
Yeah, that was good. I hope that we all gleaned from it, understanding what the whole process is. Hopefully this will give some of us, calm, rest, patience to wait and see what our CEO has in stock for us. Queen Sister Kanla, I see your hand is up.
Yes. Oh my goodness, Dr. Benny, our Queen Smiley and Pastor P. I cannot sit still. Oh my God, Awesome, awesome, awesome. Oh my goodness. You know what? Sometimes when you hear the same information from somebody else, it is better. It makes it better. Because now you're hearing it from a different person. You can relate to the presenter and all what you have done. You and Pastor P, oh my goodness. Thank you for sharing this huge information with us. Yes, it is a lot. Yes, we were listening. We got lost some terminologies. We did not hear it. But the mere fact that you were able to put a chronological process before us, for us to be able to see what it takes to go through that entire process, that was an eye-opening presentation. That was an eye-opening process. And I think the inspiration now is even bigger within ONPASSIVE, looking forward. It has only increased what we should be expecting, because now we know that due diligence is being taken because they want to do it right. And they want to do it right, not only because our CEO says he wants to do it right the first time, he wants to do it right by humanity. He wants to do it right by all brand ambassadors. You have just shown us, you've taken us into that whole process behind the scene. So thank you so much. That was just amazing coming from you and Pastor P. I just couldn't sit still. Thank you, our presenters for today. Awesome, awesome. All right, I rest.
Okay, thank you, Queen Kanla. So I can tell that this was a very important topic for this moment, because I can see there are so many hands up. Please, may I just beg that we still have a lot on our agenda for today. We are going to do our favorite, well, it's my favorite, the updates, and then we'll come back to questions. So please write your question down and hold it for now, so that when we get to that point of question and discussion, we are not going to hold back, so that we can talk continuously. I don't want us to miss something, or there are some people who joined because they want to hear the updates, and then they don't have data to stay that long. And if we continue with question and discussion, we might not be able to get to updates. So let's do updates, and then we will come back to question and discussion. Please write your questions down and hold on to it until that point. So at this time, my favorite thing that I want to hear every time I come here on Sunday is the updates. So I'm gonna hand it over to the update team led by King Dr. Derek. Born ready. I don't know if our updates today.
Oh, mercy. Hey, wonderful, 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 wonderful. Thank you very, 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 very awesomely so much. Queen Irene, really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. That was so awesome. I kind of think I hear it was, going in a different direction. So I kind of hesitated. Anyway, wonderful. Thank you very much, Queen Irene. Appreciate. Wonderful mindset, Queen Debbie. That was awesome. Thank you very much, Queen Debbie. I tell you, it's amazing. It seems as if we have to have maybe two mindset, one in the first part and one in the last part of the webinar, because when Queen Lorato is here, then we're going to need two mindset, because, oh my goodness, it seems as if we can let go of a Queen Debbie now, because that mindset was awesome. Thank you very much, First Lady, Queen Dr. Benny. Awesome presentation. That was mind-blowing. And of course, King Pastor Paul, 360 degrees, straight right around. All right, or 360 degrees, a full circle. Nice, wonderful. And just hold tight, those who have their hands raised, because the updates is very short, very short, because as you know, for those of us who are in the pot and stirring the pot and all of those things, you know, in other words, being engaged and all of those things, then we would have known that Ash Mufari did not actually came on this week. So it's not very much. He did post something on the updates in the OES, and we're just going to elaborate on that for a little bit, most definitely. So it's very short, so we're not going to have many people doing it today. We'll just go through the 2 or 3 slides that we have. And so thank you very much. The normal full flag of update team kind of not necessary today. So updates, that is what we're going to look at today, our updates. And of course, this is not all connect. I had to create a drum roll, but this is not all connect. But anyway, he did post something on the 29th. Ash Mufari did post something on the 29th. And one of them is #win with ONPASSIVE. And we know that we have a massive cash giveaway that is still going on right now. So if you haven't participated in the cash giveaway, and we're talking about $10,000 first prize, second prize is like $5,000, third prize is like $3,000, fourth prize is like $2,000, and fifth prize is like $1,000 in your pocket. You understand? In your pocket. We're not talking about credits in the OES. We're talking about live cash, money in your pocket before anything is going on. And so therefore, we're still looking at Monday, the 31st, which is tomorrow. So please be on the lookout for that information in your OES. Please look out. Instruction in the OES updates. That is where we need to keep focus on for what is going to happen in the morrow, Monday, 3rd. Well, I can't even say in the morrow, because right now it's in the morrow, some places in the world. And so come in a few hours or so, we should be anticipating something with the cash giveaway. So you have a few more hours. So please look in your OES and click on updates, and you will see that information right there. For the first time in the internet's history, allow artificial intelligence technology to work for you. Let me say that again. Allow artificial intelligence technology to work for you. Technology that works. Artificial intelligence with heart. That is what ONPASSIVE is rolling out. Are you ready to boost up your dreams into the future? Potentially, this summer could be a new paradigm shift towards a new way of life, a more meaningful global era that we have envisioned, aspired, and executed. Previously, we have seen it done in many ways. Sadly, more wrong doing than objectively. Finally, it is time for the ONPASSIVE way and not the corrupted way, because most of what is online, most of what is on the internet is, of course, the corruptive way. So ONPASSIVE is going to show us and do the correct way for all of us to thrive in an online business. It's here. Our dream has just arrived, and it's only the start. Are you ready to start living the internet lifestyle that you and I and all global persons that are breathing can also be deserving of this internet lifestyle? An industry-leading media and marketing with AI, artificial intelligence, innovation, stunning compliant technologies, compelling, disruptive, free products you can share. Only if you are in it, you can win it. Let me say that again. Only if you are in it, then you can win. On Passivianeers. Thank you very much. That was the quick updates for this week. Thank you very much, and you have a peace, blessings, and enough love day today.
Okay. Thank you very much, Dr. Derek and the team. We very much appreciate you. We appreciate you. Thank you. All right, we promised that it was gonna be short and brief, and I had asked that you should write your questions so that you will have them ready and we can discuss, without any more hesitation or not worried that we're gonna miss on an item on our agenda. So now it is rightly the time for questions and discussions. And I am going to hand over to that team, the question and discussion team.
Before you hand it over to question and discussion team, just because we might have, this is every question, since we don't know what questions will be asked, is it the time for us to close YouTube, please?
Okay. All right. So all the queens and kings that join us via the YouTube, we very much appreciate you for being here with us today, this Sunday. We are going to say goodbye to you for now, and we'll see you again next Sunday. And remember that we have other webinars within the week, Monday through Friday. Please make time to join so that you don't miss anything like today. If you had missed today, you will not have learned all what we heard from Queen, Dr. Benny, and Pastor Paul. So every time that you attend a webinar, you learn something. So we have more during the week. So we'll say goodbye. For those who are also on YouTube, who are brand ambassadors, you can join us now via the Zoom, and we'll say goodbye for now and see you next time. Thank you.
Thank you, Sister Irene. The webinar Sister Irene is talking about, we have deep dive, globally changing life on Tuesdays and Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. We have Engineer Mike live on Monday and Thursday, 10 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. We have RCD Hot Eye on Niger, Eye on Topic, the Niger webinar on Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And we're back here on the Dream Team on Sunday. And when Mama Grace is ready, we'll have Ghana Global on Saturday, 12 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Please endeavor to join, and please sign up, subscribe to the YouTube channels, because you'll get notified when videos are